to tell you, when I started out messing with it, I thought I was going to do a cover design. It's not easy, guys, because I thought I was doing something. And then she saw that and was like, what are you doing? Let me help you. So she's making it sound very easy, but it's not easy. You have to be talented in the graphic design or in order to design a book cover. You just can't just say, oh, I'm broke and I'm going to do it. Don't think that it's easy. Carolee, you have to accept your talent because you are very talented in that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
My head is swelling now. You're making my head swell.
Well, that's what Women on Words, that's what we do, right? Okay. We celebrate one another. And along that vein, you have a new release. Tell us about your new release.
Oh, my God. Do you really want to know about
I
Deacon and Sienna?
Yes,
Sienna
the title and
pig,
everything.
Okay, the alpha's howl. Dagon is a wolf and his mate is a pig. Okay, so she isn't really a pig now. She was born a pig 400 years ago.
Okay.
And you know the story of the three little pigs and the wolf that blew the house down?
Yes.
Right. So this is a remake of that, a retelling of that.
Oh,
but the story changes because the wolf is not the villain. It was the pig.
The pig is the villain.
Daddy Pig thought he wanted to become immortal, you know, and so he sacrificed the pig's mate for a blood ritual to become immortal. So Father Wolf decided to take revenge. So that's how it all started. So the Alpha Howl is the siblings now carrying the rivalry throughout 400 years. But Sienna, the heroine, she became immortal, a human immortal, through a witch's ritual, a spell. Yeah. And Dagon is a shifter, and he is immortal as well. So they're meeting now, fighting, trying to kill each other, and then realizing that they're falling for each other. So he tore her walls down, and she just let him do it because she wanted her walls torn down. So she wanted, because she was a 400-year-old virgin.
What? That don't sound like fun. What?
At all.
At all. I know. I'm like, where's that wolf to tear these walls down? Get in here.
She wanted her walls torn down by this wolf. So, but there's something special about Sienna. Her blood saved the wolf. Her blood has elements, or her blood is special in that it saves the wolf from the demonic acid that threatened to kill him. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, this sounds like a fantastic retelling of the Three Little Pigs. I haven't seen many Three Little Pig retellings. I've seen Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but not the pigs and the wolf. So, yeah, this sounds like a fascinating story. And I honestly, this 400-year-old little pig lady who hasn't had sex, she probably gonna tear this wolf apart when she finally get him in the house.
Hey, you guys, just to let you know, this is a part of the Once Upon a Villain series. So in that series, you retell the story of the villain, as opposed to everybody always wants to know who the heroine is and the goody-goody characters in the story. No, we tell the stories of the villains. And I can't wait to read this, Carolee. It just came out, guys. So if you haven't read The Alpha's Howl and it's under Diana Flame pen name. Go get that, because we have to read about this 400-year-old virgin pig.
Yes, yes. What a fascinating, just, okay. Your creativity coming through. So, Lisa, go on.
So, what else do you have in the hopper coming out for us to read, Shirley? Because I know you write the Mafia, and I've seen your latest release for that.
I'm sorry.
The Dirty by Design series.
Oh yes. Yes, I started the Dirty by Design series as a Jamaican-based romance series, but it wasn't well received because it has the patois, the Jamaican dialect in it, and when I did a survey, a lot of readers said they couldn't understand the dialect.
Yes, Americans, we're a little lazy. We don't
dangerously
straight English.
I have the Dangerously Wilder series going on now, which is like one of the series that I've always wanted to write. It's been in the making for a while, and it's about some brothers. One brother has turned against the other brothers, so it's brothers against brothers, and one of the brothers is like the most dangerous brother you could think of. He's the smallest one. He's the youngest, you know. But I'm not gonna redeem the evil brother, so you know, there's gonna be a lot of dangerous things happening in the future for these brothers.
Okay. All right. A lot of action and adventure sounds like coming up in that book.
Yes. Book 3 is due next month.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. So I have to ask you this because you have written in so many genres, and you've written under, in ghostwriting as well. But if, we have a listener who's new to you, what book would you recommend they start with in your catalog, and why that book?
Okay. I would recommend the Touch of Love series. It's a romantic suspense series. So if you're new to me and you want to get a feel for what I really, my contemporary romance style, I think Touch of Love is one of my best. And then if you are into paranormal, I think you should try The Dragon Curse or The Alpha's House. And if you're into science fiction, and then there's The Awakening, book 1 in my science fiction series that has been out since 2016.
Okay.
But I'm going to be finishing it. Yeah.
Okay. And all 3 of these are series. So once we dive into book 1, we can keep on going, getting lost in the story world.
Yes.
Okay,
The
wonderful.
Alpha Howl is not a series in terms of my story, but it's a series in terms of the villains for all the authors involved. Okay. But there will be a spin-off because there's a plot point that I deleted from the story that I'm thinking of working on. So there will be a spin-off.
Okay, wonderful. I think, Lisa, we have time for one more question.
Now, how did you start writing sci-fi? Because that's totally different than paranormal and anything else, and it takes a longer time to build the world. So how did you get into writing that?
It started with a client. Well, I used to write paranormal for clients, and this client insisted that it's no different, but he doesn't know what he was saying. And he said, write me the sci-fi because I want you to write it. And I wrote sci-fi, and he rejected it because he said, no, it doesn't sound like sci-fi, it sounds like paranormal. So I took that paranormal turn it into a sci-fi. I worked really hard on it, and that's my first science fiction book. Yeah, but I found out that I really love to write science fiction because it gives me the freedom to create my own world.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I love about sci-fi and urban fiction as well. I feel like you remember you were saying earlier in our conversation how you don't like to direct your characters, and I love that in the sci-fi urban fantasy world, like you can really unleash the possibilities of what a character is capable of.
Yes, and because you suspend belief because it's science fiction, even though some people don't. But with contemporary romances, you have to stay in the real world, But with sci-fi and paranormal, especially urban fantasy and even epic fantasy, because I do write high fantasy, you can do whatever you want.
Yes, I agree. You can do whatever you want, but you have to make sure that you are taking meticulous notes because people that read sci-fi will eat you alive if you change one thing about that world that you created. You got to be on point.
They will.
Yeah, they're right up there with historical readers with the historical accuracy, which is why I try to stay away from historicals. I love to read them, but I don't know if I would ever embark on writing one for that reason. Well, Carolee, I have to ask you where can our readers find you online, and do you have any events this year in 2020 where they can engage with you?
New real events, yes. But I can be found on Facebook. I have several Facebook pages. I have CD Samuda, which is my contemporary page, Diana Flame, which is my sci-fi and paranormal page, and I'm coming with something different for my full name. It is Carolee Samuda. I am also on Instagram, author CD Samuda, and on Twitter as Carolisa.
Okay, wonderful.
And what about your creative design?
Hello?
Yes.
How do we find your book covers?
Oh, yes. I have a website that I'm updating for my book covers. I have a group. It's Creative Design Concepts, and you can find me on Facebook, Creative Design Concepts 2 on Facebook, and Creative Design Concepts.com. You can check my website out. And if you follow my profile, you will, on my personal profile, you will see me share stuff. And you can also join my group.
Okay. That is awesome. All right. Well, Carolee, we thank you so much for joining us tonight for Women on Words. We hope that you will come back and tell us more about that spinoff from your Once Upon a Villain series. And that's something special that you have coming that you mentioned there's a new page coming for. We hope you'll come back and share it with our listeners as well.
Thank you so very much for having me, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Lisa, anything else before we sign off for the night?
That's it. Do we have a sponsor tonight, Sierra?
We do. Tonight's podcast is sponsored by Messy Mandy and the Lunchtime Chronicles Season 3. We have 10 new short, hot, erotic romances coming out starting October 14th. Join the Lunchtime Dish with Messy Mandy's Facebook page for cover reveals and all the feels as we prepare to spill all the tea on the stories that are coming. And if you haven't checked out the Once Upon a Villain series, which also features my co-host, author L. Loren, make sure that you do that. So until next time, be awesome, be amazing, be wow. Good night, ladies.
Good night. Thank you. Good night, Lisa.
Good night.